Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to Unfiltered. I'm your host, RL. And yes, it's been a while, but that's okay. Daddy's home. I'm ready to do this, get back on the horse. You hear me? Thank you for coming back and, spending some time with me. I don't take it lightly. I appreciate when people, stop by my page and, scroll on my videos, like, subscribe, leave some great comments and then leave some not so great comments, but hey, I'm here for it. You dig what I'm saying? Um, so what I want you guys to do, please check out my pages. If you haven't checked them out, I'm on Instagram. You can look me up by hitting up RL underscore unfiltered, TikTok RL underscore unfiltered, and the same with YouTube RL underscore unfiltered. Okay, let's go ahead and let's start cooking. You hear what I'm saying? So it's June. June is a big month. There's a lot going on in June, a lot of different holidays and things like that. But it's Father's Day, but more importantly, it's Men's Mental Health Month. Okay. Before I get on the Men's Mental Health Month, let me shout out all the fathers in the world. Okay. All of the fathers in the world. And I say all of the fathers in the world and not say to all the good fathers. And there's a reason for that. You don't ever hear people say, I want to shout out all the good mothers on Mother's Day. You never heard anyone say that. But more than likely you'll hear it. You'll hear that. You'll hear this. You'll hear shout out to all the good fathers. You go to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll hear people shouting out to all the good fathers. Fathers need the same grace that mothers get. Okay? It's not easy being a father at times, just like it's not easy being a mother at times. But it's like I said, us men, we don't get the same grace as mothers. So I'm saying happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Keep fighting if you haven't talked or seen your child, right? You're in court, nasty case, right? Keep fighting, keep praying, keep trying, right? Whenever you get opportunity to send a text message or tell somebody that can relay a message to your child that you're thinking about them, that you love them, continue doing it because it means a lot. It means a lot to them, but it means a lot to you because you're trying, you're not giving up. Father's Day has always been a big day in my household. When I say my household, I'm start first with the home I grew up in. I came up in a two-parent home, me, my parents, and my brother. Um, my mother made sure that on Father's Day, my father knew that he was uh, loved as all. You're loved all the time, right? People say, "No, you're not." Yes, you are. You loved all the time. When you walk in the room and your father, hey, daddy, what's up? Hey, how was your day? You're loved all the time. You're not appreciated all the time. So on Father's Day, my mother made sure, of course, that he knew he was loved, but that he was appreciated. We had to write messages in our cards to our father, telling him how we feel about him and how much we love and appreciate what he was doing for us. And, that stuck with me. Now, I didn't come up and have a traditional family like my father did. I had to be out there dibbing and dabbing. So I had a couple relationships where and became a father and I didn't get that same love and appreciation. And it just made me think back then to how we loved and appreciated my father and what I was missing out by not, it is what it is, by not being patient and waiting for God to send me my queen. Instead, I was out there, being grown. Therefore, I missed out on um, the Father's Day love, the gift, the appreciation. I'm blessed now that, I'm married and I'm with someone who appreciate me, who um, have shown our children how to appreciate their father on Father's Day. Since I've been with her, I've never had a bad Father's Day. So I want to shout out to my queen. Um, and I'm sitting here thinking, and right now I'm thinking about all the a lot of the men I know who we came up together and had similar struggles when it came to relationships. And we would talk about Father's Day, and then I met my queen, and their Father's Day was just horrible. They was always, "Hey, I'm going out, I'm gonna shoot pool," which there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. But what I'm saying is they didn't have anybody at home to show them love and appreciation and admiration on Father's Day. Not like, it is on Mother's Day. And once again, I have not seen, it's another year where I have not seen a Father's Day commercial. I haven't seen a Father's Day ad on any social media. None of that. None of that. I haven't seen any of that. But once again, I pray for all the fathers out there to have a great weekend. And like I said, if whatever struggles you going through when it comes to being in your child or children's life, continue to fight, continue to pray, continue to love. Don't give up. It's a special thing to be a father, just like it is to be a mother. So happy Father's Day to you gentlemen out there. I hope you have a great weekend. Even if someone ain't got something planned for you, plan something for yourself and make it do what it do, baby. But happy Father's Day to all the men out there, my cousins, homeboys, all of y'all. You're great men. Continue being great men. Moving right along. There's so much I want to touch on because I've been away for so long. But I'm not going to touch on certain things. I want to speak on Diddy so bad. I want to speak on Diddy so bad. But I'm not going to speak on Diddy. I'm not going to speak on Diddy. I'm going to leave that alone, right? I haven't heard too much about it in the news. And even though it's my first show back in so long, I wanted to touch on it. And I sat down the other day and I thought about it. I said, you know what, man, I'm just going to let that lie. I'm going to leave it alone. Some things is best left alone. They seem to die down in the media. I have my thoughts and opinion about the situation and the courts and all of that stuff. But you know what? Sometimes you got to sit back and realize, you know what? It's just not worth talking about. Sometimes you just got to let stuff die and move on. So I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not going to speak on it at all. But like I said, it's Men's Mental Health Month. It's June. And I don't know what it is. It seems like every year I come back, it's in June. And I continue to speak on Men's Mental Health Month. It's something that's not talked about enough. Men, we get forgotten a lot. It's just, when you're a man, you're supposed to be a pillar, no matter what your circumstances were coming up, no matter what's going on in your life in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and so on. Yeah. You're viewed as a pillar, no matter what. And so many of us are losing the battle with anxiety and depression and other mental health disorders. And it's not really spoken about. I'm gonna tell you when we hear about it and when we see it. When you go on Instagram, or mainly Instagram, which is crazy, but when I'm on Instagram, I always see these video tributes to dads, and it start off with him at a party laughing and smiling, and it'll say this was him 3 days before he committed suicide. And that's it. And that's because that their loved one posted that video. That's them speaking on their loved one. That's not society. It's not the world. It's not an agency. If not them, no one would. And I really like to take the time out tonight to speak on it. I did some research and saw that men aged 75 and older have a higher suicide rates than younger men. And I thought about that. I'm nowhere near 70, 75 yet. I'm approaching half 100. And I thought about that, and I was just like, damn, 75 years old. What could be bothering you at 75 years old? And I can't speak on that because I'm not 75. But being the age that I am and knowing of my struggles and my challenges I've been through in life, I would hate to imagine myself with someone continuing having challenges and struggles through their 50s, 60s, and their 70s. You know, like I said before, men are viewed to be the pillars in their community. When I say their community, I'm talking about their household, their families, possibly at their job. We take on a lot of weight, we take on a lot of burden, and you know, we do our best to keep it in. We don't want anybody to see us at any weak moments when dealing with anything. But suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 through 34. Listen to what I just said. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 through 34. Before I even touch on the young adults, the 20s and the 30-year-olds, we're talking about our babies. We're talking about our children. We're talking about kids who are in elementary school. They haven't even gotten to middle school. I have a real good friend. I'm not going to mention the name, but if she's watching this, I love you. She lost her son years ago, preteen, to bullying, right? And everybody feel differently when it comes to bullies and bullying and how it's being approached in the world today. But this young man was in a dark place, a preteen in a dark place, and he felt like he had nowhere else to go, and he's no longer here with us because of that. And I can't imagine being a parent, coming home and finding your child lifeless, right? And it's just we don't speak about it enough. I don't believe we have enough resources in the world today in any city or state, which is incredible because we're about to give Iran $300 billion, right? We have money for all kinds of other stuff, but it seems like we don't have money for the important stuff in the world, right? Our children, right? 10 through 34, right? 10. At 10 years old, I wasn't thinking about anything but whatever cartoon, whatever cereal. I going outside, riding my bike, but video games, drawing, fighting with my brother. Like, I can't imagine being 10 and feeling like I'm in such a dark place. Whatever is troubling me is just, it's whether it's someone picking on me, on social media or in school, being bullied. At 10, you have people out here making other people feel like they shouldn't be around. They shouldn't be living amongst us. And, you know, it's sad, and we really need to do more about it. You know, when I say June is Men's Mental Health Month, I'm not just talking about men 21 and up. I'm talking about young men. And like I said, 10 through 34, right? Men account for 79% of all suicide deaths in the United States. I'm going to say that again. Men account for 79% of all suicides in the United States. That's too high. It shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't even be a number. But 79%, that is y'all. I mean, y'all do realize it goes to 100%. It's 31 digits from 100. That's a high percentage right there. Men in the U.S. face suicide risk rate roughly 4 times higher than women, with over 49,000 male deaths by suicide annually. We have a lot going on. And it's hard you're not going to be able to tell who is suicidal, right? You're not going to be able to tell who is suicidal because everybody view depression and anxiety differently. And unfortunately, in today's world, we have people that use the word depressed loosely, very loosely. Oh, I'm depressed. I ain't gonna be able to go out this weekend because I had to pay these bills. Oh, I'm depressed. Um, I was unable to pay my cell phone bill. We use that word too loosely in this world, too loosely, right? So we might know. Oh yeah, they said they're depressed, but you really don't know if a person is. You won't know. You'll know a person. Hey, they been kind of quiet, but I know they probably got a lot on them. They in school. They working hard. They working them doubles, or it's crunch time in school for them, or oh yeah, they just broke up with so and so. So I get it. I get like that too. I just want to be left alone, and sometimes that's not the answer. You can't leave people alone. If someone is quiet, go get in their space. Don't be rude about it, but go get in their space. You know, like hey, come on, I want to take you somewhere. Let's get something to eat. Oh no, no, I don't really feel like it. No, no, for real. I actually need to talk to you about something because I've been going through something. Even if you haven't been going through anything, get them out their space. Get them with you. Take them out. Have a conversation. You never know. You might get them to open up about what's going on with them. Or they give you some advice on your situation and you let them know how much you appreciate them for it. Hey man, thank you. I don't know what I'd have done without that information. Little things mean so much to some of us. And you'll be surprised what it could do for that person. Um, about 10, 12 years ago, we had a suicide. I want to say probably rocked the world. Famous comedian, Robin Williams. And I say rocked the world 'cause I know I was shocked. Robin Williams was a comedian's comedian. He can make anyone laugh, make anyone smile. He lit up the room. He was kind, sympathetic, empathetic. He was passionate. He was humble. Just a great person. And I didn't know him personally, but reading articles from other celebrities and family members about him and his life and how he was, and then you just kind of got that sense from him when he was on the big screen. Mr. Williams had been battling with depression and anxiety for majority of his life. And he was 60 when he committed suicide. So 60 years, and I'm gonna say, I don't know, we said 10 through 34, so I'm gonna say maybe it started at 10. I don't know. But 10 through 60, that's 50 years of dealing with anxiety and depression. That is a long time to be battling that disease. It's a long time of fighting a war with yourself, a war with your mind and your feelings and all the emotions that come with it. That's a long time. And when I read that, I felt bad. I felt bad. I didn't know the man. Didn't have any way of meeting him or in contact with him. But it made me think about the people around me. Not just, when you think someone's gonna commit suicide, you don't think about your family, whatever reason. You always think about somebody you might work with or someone you see when you go into, a coffee shop every day. You don't think about your family, right? It's like we just put, we all good. It's got to be somebody out there. And it's not the case most of the time. And it's just not the case. And so when he committed suicide, and it rocked me. I know it rocked a lot of people. This man, I was in the military. I didn't get to see him when he came to the base by USO, but I had a friend that did, and she spoke very highly of him, and she was rocked by it. And we're talking about a man who smiles and laughs. He does comedy for a living. A comedy. You take a look at his movies, take a look at his stand-ups, when he was on talk shows. Who knew? Who knew? It's the ones you least expected most of the time who's suffering in silence, right? And we we got to try. I want to say we have to do better, but we just got to pay attention more. I think sometimes we get caught up in ourselves and tend to not pay attention to our loved ones, or maybe a colleague at work that you're cool with, but you're not that cool with, but still you sit next to them every day, you work with them every day. You should be able to pick up on changes, but what I'm saying is we would like to have those spider senses, those tingling moments when something's wrong. But we gotta actually get out of ourselves, stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about the people around us. I think that would help more. When I go on social media, let me tell you something. It's amazing in this world how we treat dogs and other animals, cats. I see goats, right? I see all these animals being treated like royalty. They're the greatest thing. Oh my God. You see these videos, and I just sit there, I'm like, wow, we don't even treat one another like that. We don't even pay attention to each other the way that some of these families of people pay attention to their dogs, cats. We have people, let's peep this. We have, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm happy to see it. But you have people in the world who adopt blind dogs, deaf dogs, blind and deaf dogs, right? And they break their neck for the animals, right? But we don't pay attention to people. We don't pay enough attention to the people around us. And I know a lot of animal lovers going to be like, oh, he tripping. Look, he hate animals. I don't hate animals. I'm a dog owner, have always been. But it's the truth. We pay more attention to the animals that we pick up and bring home than the people around us sometimes. And we need to be pro people. We need to be paying attention. Like I said, this is Men's Mental Health Month. You got a lot of men suffering in silence. A lot of young men, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, suffering in silence. You have a lot of young men in their 20s trying to figure out life, being thrown different challenges and obstacles at the same time, trying to be productive, go to work, go to school, in a relationship, possibly a father, trying to be super dad, trying to be super boyfriend, fiance, a husband, work 40 to 60, 70 hours a week, football practice, baseball practice, a date night with the wife. You have a lot of young men out here who just have a lot on them. And the one thing about life, when you start to grow in life, your circle gets smaller. So you don't always keep that same number of people around you. So you don't have a lot of people around you who may notice a change in you. You may just have the people in your house. That's why it's important for the people in the house to pay attention. Pay attention to your loved ones. Pay attention to that man. Just because he come home, give you a kiss on the cheek, ask how your day was, check in on the kids, come down, eat dinner, have a beer, sit in his favorite chair, watch the Knicks win the championship, salute to the Knicks, doesn't mean he's okay. Just because he's sitting in his favorite chair doesn't mean he's okay. We have to do a better job paying attention to one another. And again, to all the animal lovers out there, I just spoke the truth. We care more about our animals, our pets, than one another. And we got to do better with that. We have to do better with that. When it comes to men, we sometimes put too much on ourselves, thinking that this is what a man is supposed to do. This is what a man is supposed to be like. And I get it. A lot of us want to uphold that Superman image for our woman and for our children. And maybe we we're up in age and we're taking care of our parents. So we want to show them that, hey, look, you raised a good man. I am that man. I got you. I got my family. I am him. And the one thing us men don't want to do is disappoint our loved ones. The ones we work 50, 60, 70 hours a week for. We don't want to disappoint our parents and have them believe, or we don't want them to believe in our minds that we are weak, that they didn't raise a man, that I'm still the same little boy that was running around in his underoos in the house. But it's hard. It's hard, and I get it. But we have to speak, fellas. We have to find someone to talk to. And I know it's hard to speak on depression, anxiety, to speak on feeling like you're drowning, and whatever it is that you're shouldering, right? But speak to someone. Please speak to someone. Anyone. Speak to someone. It's important. It is important. The suicide hotline number is 988. That's all you gotta do is 3 numbers. Back in the day, it was 1-800 that 988 suicide crisis hotline. Or you can just dial 911 and tell them what you need. Tell them you're going through a dark time. Tell them that you just see no way out and that you need help. Just call. Again, the suicide hotline number is 988, or just dial 911. Somebody said this to me, and it was huge, man. They said a man can be depressed for months, and the only thing people will notice is how mad he gets. And that's why I said we got to do a better job paying attention to our older men and our younger men. That is crazy. A man can be depressed for months, and the only thing people will notice is when he gets mad. I have a close family member who's going through a tough time. I saw him before I came in here, and depression is so real. Being down, feeling like you down and out, all the emotions that run through you as a man, especially a young man when you have children involved, right? It's one thing to be in a relationship, but when children are involved, and all you want to do is just be the best boyfriend, fiance, husband, father, that's all you want to do. And it just seemed like you can't. You just can't. And it's one of the reasons, in relationships, because we're viewed the way that we are viewed, like I said, we are to be pillars. We are to be supermen. A lot of men are afraid to open up about what they're going through, afraid to speak about how they feel, because it leaves you vulnerable. It leaves you vulnerable. I was watching a TV show, it's years ago. I can't think of the name of the show right now. There was a black couple, and they was arguing, and it was about, life, and you could have done this, I would have supported you. And she yelled at him, when could I have done whatever it is that she spoke about doing? She said, when could I have done ballet between your anxiety attacks? When could I have done that? In between what anxiety attack? And even though it was acting, the look on his face said it all. Said it all. I've been in relationships before, man. It's not, like I said, I've been in relationships before, and I can tell you right now, I'm gonna go back 26 years. I sat down, I was speaking to my ex now, and I was telling her how I was feeling. I had her dead to rights. Dead to rights. And I said, do you think this is right? And she said to me, I don't care. This is what I want to do. And it broke me. It broke me. But I was fortunate. I never thought about killing myself, but it broke me. But I was fortunate. I had a friend named Adam who stayed on the phone with me for 4 hours. 4 hours. And he just let me talk. He let me vent. He spoke here and there. But my man Adam spoke to me. And he stayed on the phone with me. He let me talk. He let me vent. He let me get it out. And I never forgot about it. Never forgot about it. No, I wasn't thinking about killing myself, but never thought about killing myself. And I didn't. But who knows? If he wouldn't have been there that night and I had to be up my mind was racing. My mind was racing. I had all these different emotions. I felt less than. I didn't feel like the man I thought I was, all because of the things that she said. Right? So we got to speak. Sometimes just getting it out helps. And if not, then, just be around someone that bring good vibes into your life and someone that's positive, someone that, can help you get to a better place. Again, when I say I'm speaking to the men, speaking to the young men, like I said, 10 through 34. Okay? 10 through 34. Men are out here suffering between the ages, let's say 10 and 100. They said 75 plus. 10 and 100, men are suffering. We need to be better with our ears. We need to be better with our eyes. We need to pay attention. We need to be there for them. We need to spend more time with them. It's Father's Day this weekend. If you're mad at your pops, man, put that aside. Put that aside. No one is perfect. You're not perfect. Put that aside. Go check on them. Ain't nobody saying spend $300-$400 on a Father's Day gift. A phone call. Hey, you ain't even got to call him dad. Call him by his first. Hey, Drew. How you doing today? You ain't got to say Happy Father's Day. Call him. It'll mean a lot to that man, because regardless of anything, we carry life, right? So for all the children in the world, people out there be like, oh, no, my mother birthed me, my mother. No. Men carry life. We put that life in a womb. We put that life in a woman. Every child in the world today, yeah, a woman carried you, but we put that life in her. That should be more than enough reason to give your pops a call this weekend. Bet. Hey, I cooked with that one. Y'all know I did. Check this out, right? I'm going to pick it up some, because you know what I do. Y'all know what I do. But before we get to that, I'm going to say it again. Hey, the suicide hotline is 911 or 988. And if I got that wrong, please forgive me. I'm going through papers and stuff like that. But yeah, check on that man. Elsewhere in the world, so check this out, right? I got about 25, 26 minutes, okay? We're going to do this, but we're going to have some fun with it. My man, Magic Johnson's son, his name is E.J. Johnson. If you see E.J. Johnson look exactly like his father, a couple inches shorter, okay? And for those of you that don't know, E.J. Johnson is a gay man, okay? Not a big deal, right? E.J. says, or have said, that he only dates straight men, not gay men. And oftentimes finds himself competing with women for their affection. Shorty, you crazy. I'm going to have to sit back on this one. Let me tell you something, EJ. You ain't dating straight men. You dating gay men who are pretending to be straight. Okay? And I don't know how you thought that sounded when you said it during that interview, because when I heard it or when I read it, I had to stop what I was doing. My man, you are dating gay men pretending to be straight. Okay? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I found that very entertaining. That someone who should have been the next great point guard for the Lakers is out here instead of creating assists on on the hardwood. He's creating connections on some other hardwood. But yeah, that was wild. I that was new. I've never heard a gay person say that. But hey, it's how you see it. So go with it. My man, go to my other guy who's probably the biggest knucklehead in this country right now. We're talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, this man is so full of himself, right? It was two things within the last couple of months that he did that is just so foolish. So he has a bronze statue in Florida on a golf course, a bronze statue. And of course, the first thing I thought when I heard about it was the gold calf that's in the Bible and the false idols and all of that good stuff. This man it's like every week he proves to us that he is Satan. That man is purely evil. He is no good, right? Every week it seemed like he does something that says, "Hey, look at this evil." Then it was the picture. It was an AI picture of him depicting. Well, it looked like Jesus. He said he thought it was a doctor. He thought it was him dressed in, old school religious robes, Jesus robes, right? And he said he thought it was him dressed up as a doctor. Clearly, it looked like he was saying, and the picture was saying that he was the Messiah. He deleted it after a while, but he thought that was cool to post it. He saw it and posted it. He knew what he was doing. But to everybody who voted for this, man, y'all are numbskulls, man. Y'all, this man is giving Iran a $300 billion gift. A gift. Not to surrender, but just to quiet things down so we can get our gas prices back to where they were, hopefully. But that's who y'all voted for, right? And it just wasn't white people. Man, them Hispanics and them black people, y'all voted. Black people, I'm really disappointed in y'all. Y'all chose not to go out and vote. A lot of y'all chose not to vote. And a lot of y'all didn't vote because it was a black woman running against them. And y'all had a problem with a black woman running for president. And a lot of y'all come from single-parent homes, and the black woman ran that house and got you to where you were at or where you are now in life. And a lot of you are successful and doing great because of that black woman, but didn't think that black woman could run a country. Shame on you. And here we are 18 months later dealing with this moron. Or 2 years later, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, shame on y'all. And we stuck with this fool. Man. So, moving right along. So for those who don't know, Jason Whitlock is a sports analyst, and he's one of the biggest jerks in the sports business, on sports talk shows. He's a black male, and the way he speaks, you wouldn't think he was a black male. I'm not gonna lie to you. He compared Lamar Jackson's mom to Erica. He compared Lamar Jackson's mom to Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's late wife. Oh, well, Charlie Kirk's wife. Charlie Kirk has passed on, but his ex-wife said that Lamar's mother isn't qualified to be Lamar's agent. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lamar Jackson is a black quarterback, and of course his mom is black. And she's been helping him with his deals when it comes to contract negotiations and stuff like that. And she hasn't done a bad job. She's done a great job. At one point, he was the highest QB in the NFL. And I don't see anything wrong with that. You keep the money in the family, keep the money in the house. If you get an agent, the agent get a percentage of your contract. Okay. His mom is his agent. So it's smart of him. Hey, whatever the percentage the agent would get, my mother's going to get. It's how you create generational wealth. It was a smart move. But here you have Jason Whitlock commenting on it, as he always do when it comes to black athletes. It's like with any when it's a white athlete, he loves it. He eats it up. He's all for it. But when it comes to our black athletes, he have a problem with it. Especially when it deals with large sums of money. Jason Whitlock is witless. There's something seriously wrong with this man. He's a failed athlete, just a grotesque human being. You suck, Jason Whitlock. Yeah. A couple months ago, we had Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I hope I'm saying her name right. She went on the Breakfast Club to clean up the rumors about her doctorate degree, the legitimacy of it. So the college she went to, I never heard of it. It's Argosy University, whatever. She went ahead, tried to get transcripts to prove to everybody she went to school, got her degree. The university has since shut down. They cannot find any transcripts, right? Me personally, I really don't see the big deal in it. If she want to call herself Dr. Bryant, call herself Dr. Bryant. You know, you don't have to have a degree to do what I'm doing. And that's all she does. She wrote books. She sat in the chair, microphone in the face. Hey, I'm Dr. RL. You know, who cares, right? Sometimes we give people a platform and we shouldn't. Hell, I might be one of those individuals, right? But we give people a platform and then entertain them, and they make a lot of money, and then they don't go away after we realize, this person is garbage. This person is a fraud. This person is not the person that they said they were, right? But she went on there and, wanted to defend it, and I didn't understand the need. Now, I get it, it's for entertainment purposes, but you got a lot of people who say they're doctors, and they're not. Who cares? It's entertaining. Just go with it. I really didn't see the need for her defending herself. A lot of the stuff she say, is whack. She's whack, if you ask me. She's nice looking, but she's whack. Take it how you want to take it. Some time ago, I want to say over a year ago, we had a young lady. She's an OnlyFans escort. Her name was Michaela. And she's a married woman with 3 kids. And I said married woman. Married woman, 3 kids, OnlyFans escort. Okay? She's now in jail for involuntary manslaughter. She pled guilty to that. What happened was, now mind you, OnlyFans escort, a gentleman, 55-year-old man, paid her $11,000 to tie him up and duct tape his mouth, put plastic bag on his head, all that freaky deaky stuff. Well, in the midst of being freaky deaky, he died. She called 911 and she was charged with, killing him. And she pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter. This is my thing. And this is why this jumped out at me. And I thought it was interesting. And they videotape it. This is videotape, so it's not like they don't have evidence of him going along with the duct tape, with the bag on the head. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe she even glued his feet or glued his boots or something. Whatever he liked, that's what he was into. I'm no judgment. But you charged her for killing him, but she did exactly what he paid her for. It wasn't to kill him. It's how he got off. And they, manslaughter. And I'm like, yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. You know how many, I don't know what you call them for real, but you got a lot of places in the DMV area that you can go to and you can have threesomes, 4 or 5somes, whatever. You pay, you come in. They even have pop-ups, right? This is where we living at now. People are having wild sex and they want to be duct taped and have a plastic bag over their head because it turns them on. I don't think the person who is helping them achieve this level of sexuality should be charged. And I know y'all probably looking at me like, what is RL talking about? I'm not into that shit. Don't think that I am. They're like, oh, he probably bagging heads all over town. I'm not doing that. But I saw it and I said, damn, y'all gonna blame her? It's what he wanted, and it's on video. And I really found it interesting because she's married with 3 kids, right? So now your kids, when they get older and they want to Google or look up why mommy was arrested, they can do that, and they're going to see that it was for having weird sex. That's crazy, but what are we going to do? On the other side of the news, we have a young lady by the name of Alishon Torres. Alishon Torres, 18 years old, big sister, okay? Her little sister's 5 years old. She killed the man. I'm going to say 50-year-old. She killed the 58-year-old man who molested her 5-year-old sister. And of course, they're charging her with murder. Of course, they're trying to throw the book at her. Now, I think the reason they're throwing the book at her is because she used 2 guns, right? But we got to stop taking it lightly on these pedophiles, these child molesters. Like, he got what he deserved. I hate to say that because that's not Christian-like. But I would have done the same thing. Maybe 3 guns. You molesting a 5-year-old girl, little girl, innocent, don't know anything, 58 years old. What do you think was supposed to happen? What do you think? Go to court? Get 40 years? You can't give back what you took from her. So something needs to be taken from you and not time. Not time. So all heroes don't wear capes. Free Miss Torres. Y'all hear my papers? It sound like I'm reading a Harry Potter book up in here. So, hey, check this out. I'm not sure if you men have been paying attention to a lot of the sexy stuff going on as far as women, what they're wearing and stuff. Cherry Picked by Rihanna, the lingerie, dropped about 6 weeks ago. Let me tell you something. I saw this on Facebook, and then it was on TikTok and Instagram. I love it. I'm a Rihanna fan anyway. But when I seen her in her own cherry-picked bra, I was ready to pick some cherries. Fellas, go out, get your woman some of her cherry-picked lingerie. And I'm not getting paid to say it. I'm telling you, that's how hot it is. There's also this maxi dress, this backless maxi dress that's on Instagram, right? I'm telling you now, if you want to see something on your woman that is comfortable but extremely sexy, buy it. Amazon have it. Don't click the link on Instagram because they charging $30, $40 for that joint. You can get it for $12. Be there the next day between 4 a.m., 8 a.m. Ask me how I know. And I'm telling you, it will change your life. And hers. And hers. So if you want to get yourself a Father's Day gift, fellas, buy that maxi dress and tell her to wear it all day Sunday while she bringing that plate. You won't regret it. So I gave a shout out to the Knicks. They won the championship, right? But I want to speak about another NBA player, even though my man Brunson did his thing and he deserved everything that he's going to get within the next few months. So, shout out to the Knicks and Brunson. I'm going to speak about another basketball star. His name is Anthony Edwards. My man Anthony Edwards, to me, he is like, I don't know. He's like, he's the Joker, and that's in Batman, but I don't view him as like the bad Joker. You know what I mean? And I say that because, so he was dealing with this young lady named Aisha Howard. And this is just how trifling and sorry and money-hungry women are in the world today when it comes to men with money, right? She already knew this brother didn't want to have any kids. Now, granted, I'm going to say maybe he should have wore a condom, right? Maybe he should have wore a condom or had a, just, one of those happy endings they do in the porn flicks. But they messed around and she got pregnant. She knew he didn't want to have any children, so she had the child anyway. He came out and said it straight up. Look, I don't want to be a father. I don't want to do this. I ain't going to see the kid. I'm not going to be in the kid's life. She settled. She was good with that. She took the $1 million. She took the $1 million. That's all she wanted was the money anyway. Fellas with money, you got to be careful. These money hungry hoochies out here, all right? But my man said, look, I'll pay you $1 million for the next 18 years. Just leave me alone. So money hungry, she signed it. And somebody had to educate her on this. she realized that she shorted herself. That this man is going to make over $300 million in his NBA career. So now she want to go to court. She's saying that he withheld income and all of this good stuff. No. He played you, just like you played him, right? We got a lot of people out here, man, that ain't millionaires that are getting hooked by money-hungry leeches. These women out here, right? You getting what you deserve. The dude said he didn't want to be a father. You gonna make him a father anyway, but you only did it for the money. You took the money and then realized he was gonna make more money. Now you in court. That's on you, baby. That's on you. You knew what you was doing. Don't feel sorry for you at all. Not at all. Speaking of interesting relationships, we're going to go to the NFL. My man Mike Vrabel and Diana Russin, hopefully I'm saying her name right. So it came out that they had an affair, been having an affair for the last couple of years. So this is my thing. People have affairs. Why does it have to make the news? Why does it have to affect your job? Right? Who cares? The issue now is out there, and it's something that you have to work with your wife at home, your children at home, whatever, right? You got to work that out. You don't have to apologize. Mike Vrabel, to me, did not have to apologize to Patriot Nation. For what? Patriot Nation is filled with flawed people who probably cheating on their wives and their husbands and cheating on their taxes. And so why are you apologizing? See, that's the problem I have with the world today. The world want to get up in your business because you're a celebrity or whoever you are, and then they want to crucify you at the stake for the same thing they're doing behind closed doors and their blue collar. I'm not a Patriots fan, can't stand them, but Mike Vrabel, go ahead. I hope everything work out for you and the young lady and y'all families. I'm not supporting it. What I'm saying is, I don't care. It shouldn't be news. It shouldn't be news. You got bigger and better things to talk about. It should not be news. Let's see. My man, Nick Cannon. Him and Amber Rose. This is a goofy combination. It's a real goofy combination. And I'm so disappointed in Nick Cannon because I used to be happy for him. Like, yo, he came from Nickelodeon to where he's at, albums and movies, to now he's just, to me, I hate to say this, Nick Cannon to me is no longer a role model. But anyway, him and Amber Rose believe that white people should be allowed to say the word nigger. Where they get so comfortable for speaking for the black caucus? Like, why are y'all speaking for all of us? Why? Amber Rose been done sold herself out, and Nick Cannon then jumped right in the car and joined her in the sellout tour. No one has if that's how you feel, fine, but you shouldn't go live with that. That's something you shouldn't have told the world, right? Got a lot of people that looked up to you, Nick. Amber Rose, I was only impressed with you when you, did that nude picture of yourself on the internet. That was it. Other than that, really don't care about you. But Nick, I'm truly disappointed that you would say something like that for the world to hear. If that's how you felt, then you should keep it to yourself. You should have never said it. Before I get out of here, I want to touch on something. I got two things I'm going to touch on because I don't want to forget to shout out my man. But I'm going to touch on the Kevin Hart roast. Oh my goodness, y'all lost y'all minds over the Kevin Hart roast. Me personally, I thought it was damn good. If you watch a roast, then you kind of know what's coming with the roast, right? A lot of people had a problem. Well, a lot of people had a problem with the George Floyd joke. Now, if you watch roast in the past, then you know the envelope is going to be pushed more during the roast because it's about making people laugh, but more about making people uncomfortable and forcing you to laugh through it. I'm talking about roast back in the 70s I've seen. So was I upset with the George Floyd roast? I mean the joke. I wasn't upset. I was shocked, surprised. But then I wasn't surprised because of a lot of things that have been said in the roast in the past years and what's been allowed and what's been written. And it's really to see if the comedians will go up and read what's on that teleprompter, right? I get it why a lot of people, I mean, it's not funny. I didn't laugh. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't laugh. I remember sitting in my chair and I was just like, I was frozen, but I understood why it was put in there. You know, just like the Cheryl Underwood's, they was joking about Cheryl Underwood and her husband's suicide. They had about 2-3 jokes about that, you know, and it was just crazy. It was wild. But you know, the world is just so damn sensitive, and it's really sad. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have been sensitive about the George Floyd joke, but the thing is, if you watch the roast just to hear the jokes and how egregious some of them were, then you was looking to find fault. If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But don't turn it on to find fault with it and then try to tear everybody down that was involved in it, that had a good time, that knew what they were doing, knew what was on the line, right? For something that's been going on for over 40, 50 years. I'm not saying it makes it right, but if you turned it on just to tear it apart, there's something wrong with you. Think about that. Now, before I close, I want to give a shout out to a young man I met a couple days ago, and it was through Instagram. He posted a video of him and his son reuniting after 3 years. His name is Kyshawn Richardson. He's the author of a book titled More Than My Past. He's also a public speaker and has his own magazine, and you can check him out at his webpage, KyshawnRichardsonAuthor.com, all together, KyshawnRichardsonAuthor.com. And I want to say happy Father's Day to you, brother. Even though we've only spoke that one time and it's been a couple of days, you are an inspiration. Continue fighting. You're fighting a great fight, and you know the war ain't over. But I was talking to him, and like I said, I saw his video, and I had to watch the video over and over again. To be separated from your child for any period of time is wrong. We got a lot of women, a lot of mothers out here who do things because they're bitter, they're mad, just evil, man, just evil. And they don't care about hurting the children, not realizing they hurting. Some of them do realize they're hurting the children. They'll do anything to hurt the father. To keep a father and his child apart for any period of time is cruel. You can't get time back, right? You can't get time back, and every child needs both parents. But children need their fathers just like they need their mothers. We do not play a lesser role. We shouldn't be expected to take the back seat. We shouldn't be expected to just deal with stuff. And this young man here, Kyshawn Richardson, fought and fought and fought for that reunion. And I'm happy for you, my brother. Again, author of a book titled More Than My Past. It's on Amazon. Check it out. Great young man. Spoke to him. I'll be reaching out to you, brother. We got some projects we're going to do ourselves. Speaking of books, I finally did it. It's done. That's why I've been away for so long, just making sure it was perfect, it was right. August 4th, my book, Why Good Men Hate Women, drops August 4th this year. You can get it on Amazon, okay? Now, for the women, you know, sucking their teeth and all that, I got y'all. August 25th, my second book drops on Amazon, Why Good Women Hate Men. I interview some phenomenal, strong women. The book is fire. I'm going over that now. It's fire. Shout out to the women who sat down and talked to me to get their hindsight and thoughts on what it is that frustrates them about the men in the world and all that good stuff. But before that book, Why Good Men Hate Women, August 4th, I'm going to be doing book readings. I'm going to be going to, what do you call it, places, book signings, all that good stuff. But with all that being said, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I'm your boy RL. I'll see you next time. It's Unfiltered. Peace.